I want to start with our new segment, Shots Fired.
So Shots Fired is about the tea, the internet drama, okay? So what I'm going to shots fired is you folks on the internet for getting at us for talking about the things that we talk about on our group chat. Listen, if you think we are some sort of like, I'm not going to say reputable, I'm going to say stiff. If you think we're some sort of stiff organization where we're only going to give you the facts and we're not going to discuss on a fucking podcast between two friends about, hey, there's rumors that Paige and AZ are broken up, and so we are using our two eyes to figure out whether that is true or not. Get the fuck out!
I'm a hot girl, I'm a hot girl. I get anything I want, this is my world. I make big moves in my big heels. Since the day that I was born, I made a big deal. I'm a hot girl, I'm a hot girl.
Welcome to Let Her Shoot, the only podcast that covers women's sports the way that the key word here is we want them covered. Not the way the people in our comments want them covered, the way that we want them covered. No bullshit, no kid gloves, the drama, the tea, the speculation. Not just X's and O's and gold stars and gold star lesbians. We're talking about what are these Kehlani lyrics all about that Dijonai was posting on her Instagram story that I had to log in to my dog's Instagram account because we're blocked. Two-time Emmy Award-winning producer.
That's probably why we're blocked.
Two-time Emmy Award-winning producer, Sarah Chovnick. That's her. Zero-time Emmy Award-winning or nominated talent. That's me, Trysta Krick. By the way, we have an interview coming up with Deyna Castellanos and Michelle Alozie. That part with Michelle Alozie actually made her laugh. So that's how we got it started, folks. If you're liking our stuff, I went on my own personal YouTube, Trysta Krick 7255, whatever it is, and I can't find the hype button either, Sarah. So there are people who can't find the hype button. That's because you're logged in through the Daily W.
No. I see it like on my own personal one that I watch.
Maybe you have more watch hours on the Daily W.
Maybe.
Pages from yours. Anyway, if you can't see the hype button, just stick with us. Subscribe on YouTube, though. Subscribe on all the audio platforms. Also, we're sorry that the audio platforms haven't been coming up on time, but that's getting fixed.
We don't know what's
something's
going on
weird.
with it. Yeah.
It's very glitchy. Follow us on TikTok. We're making money there, so you can help us stay employed. Follow us on Instagram at the Daily W Sports. Shout out to everyone who has been following us. We've got some good ones. Priska Chalupia, welcome to the Dub Club.
Yeah,
what are we talking about today?
Bat for her, and
we did,
and we got a follow. And by the way, real quick, can we do like a quick run through of recent Dub Club inductees? Because we've got Chalupia. We've got Megan Rapinoe, Abby Wambach, Kristen Press. Oh, we had, who was the one we got yesterday? Becky Sauerbrunn.
Are these just likes and follows or just
No, these are follows. These are follows.
These are follows.
These
That's
are
fucking
straight
insane.
up follows. I don't even think Megan liked anything of ours. I think she just followed us.
I think it was like us talking about, oh man, I forget what the post was that she followed from. And I was like okay, that was good. We get to follow from that. Okay.
No, I know. I remember what I thought it was. I think it had something to do with UConn, and we were like, and I remember going, "What now? Why would Megan Rapinoe care about UConn basketball?" And then it took me like longer than.
And you're like,
I should've.
She's married to Sue Bird.
To Sue Bird. It took me.
That's crazy.
Longer than it should have to put those two, like UConn basketball and Megan Rapinoe, next to each other. I was not my proudest moment.
You're like, why does Sue Bird like this video
about
of the
UConn
Seattle
basketball?
Rain?
Yeah.
Why did Sue Bird care about the NWSL playoff picture?
Yeah, I forget that they're together a lot of the time. Not really like that they're together, but like it's more so like when I think of Megan and Sue, I think of Megan and Sue like the couple, not Megan and Sue the former athletes who are a couple.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like
I do.
Anyway,
what are we talking about today?
So today we've got, like you said, we've got Deyna Castellanos and from the Portland Thorns and Michelle Alozie. Okay, by the way, it's Alozie, not Alozie.
How come she didn't
correct us?
correct us. Oh my God.
I know, isn't that bad? I heard it last night in the game, and I was like, there is no A on that name. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Michelle Alozie from the Houston Dash, the playoffs. The NWSL playoffs are officially set. We have a bracket. We have the 8 teams. Gotham took a massive tumble yesterday. We're going to talk about all that. And if you haven't gotten into the NWSL season yet, now is your time. We are in playoff mode. This is the best soccer you're going to get this year. So lock in.
I'm going to go to the game for the playoffs. Apparently, this is the largest regular season game for the Portland game that I went to yesterday.
Yeah, I want to hear more about that.
22. We'll talk about that later in the show.
But first, we're going to start with the latest drama in the W. And I'm not talking about the CBA extension, which we're also going to talk about that. And Angel Reese's update to her offseason. I want to start with our new segment, Shots Fired. We're going to talk in this. So in this new segment, because we got a lot of don't talk about players, don't talk about players' personal lives.
Real quick. Can we do in between every shots fired that we talk about? Can we do a sound effect?
Yeah, sure. It's 2025 and we're not in a political environment where that's weird.
My bad.
Okay.
I'm in a good ass mood today. Anyway, shots fired. Can I get this take off? Shots fired. I want to get this take off.
Yeah,
I want to get my take off.
Yeah, go for it. I was just explaining what it was. What we're just talking about internet drama. Okay, go.
So shots fired is about the tea, the internet drama. Okay. So what I'm going to shots fired is you folks on the internet for getting at us for talking about the things that we talk about on our group chat. Listen, if you think we are some sort of I'm not going to say reputable, I'm going to say stiff. If you think we're some sort of stiff organization where we're only going to give you the facts and we're not going to discuss on a fucking podcast between two friends about, hey, there's rumors that Paige and AZ are broken up, and so we are using our 2 eyes to figure out whether that is true or not. Get the fuck out. Leave. Now. Go. And guess what? When we posted it on our Instagram, guess who didn't leave? Anyone. No one left. It was like 100 and something thousand views in that podcast. And they're like, oh, good job, engagement baiting. Yeah, the whole fucking thing we're doing is engagement baiting.
Internet. Welcome to the internet. We don't put things there to not be engaged with.
Like, oh, you're making this all about you two old women talking. Shut the fuck up.
Don't call us old.
Yeah, don't call us old. And somebody accused me of getting Botox the other day, and I thought to myself, thank you. I didn't get Botox, but
I wish someone accused me of getting Botox.
Anyway, if you think that we're not going to have a podcast where we talk about the drama in women's sports, which is a key component of women's sports, and what we're talking about off the podcast anyway, you're high on crack. So see you later. Bye.
By the way, I love when men try to use this is why everyone watches the W is because they're all sleeping together. Yeah. Part of it.
One of the reasons.
Yeah. It makes it more interesting. It does. Listen. It really does. Listen, when the M players start dating, then I might start watching.
She's locked in.
Then She's locked in. Then I've got storyline to follow that I care about. The big one, though, this week, and we're going to go right back into it, is it seems that NaLyssa and Dijonai have broken up.
And, okay, so this is how it started. Somebody posted something on Threads or Twitter about Dijonai's part that she posted that NaLyssa broke up with her at her lowest point, and they said she posted it to her Instagram story. Mm-hmm. And I said, let me go and see what that's about. And I went to Dijonai's page, or I at least attempted to. Couldn't be found. User couldn't be found. And so I, of course, had to go to the Oliver Twist page, a.k.a. Ollie's page, to find it. And what we got was just absolute romantic meltdown cinema in a story of 12 slides all set to a Kehlani breakup song, which she decided to also post the lyrics of with highlighted portions so you knew what was going on. So tell me, how am I going to stay out of this when she wants us in this?
Yeah, she's posting it, so she wants people to know that A, they're not together, and B, it was not her choice.
And the post says before and after love, or something like to that effect. And she's posting all these happy photos, all made up, dolled up with her dog, their dog, and the N necklace. Speaking of why we wonder when AZ doesn't wear the P necklace, because we're seeing stuff like this. Anyway, so she's got the N necklace on, and then she posts the next slide, no makeup, looks like you've been crying. And she's like washcloth level, sort of worn out. No N necklace, no clothes, just like a little camisole on to the Kehlani breakup song. And then we started getting more. Anyway, you go ahead. Just sound off.
Well, I was just pulling this up. And it says, so the tweet is that she reposted was, and if you left me at my lowest, thank you.
But then you got to go to her story, which I sent you guys a whole video screen. I had to send you guys the screen record because we're all blocked.
I'm actually not blocked on my account.
Oh, well, you're not important enough, I guess, to be blocked. Okay, so then she posts more slides. Sometimes when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but actually you've been planted. That's a bar. And then more of these photos with the N, and then literally just a camisole, no bra on, with her crutches on, with no N necklace. Like, damn, that's rough. You left me, and if you left me at my lowest, thank you.
Well, I will say this, because I was sitting here wondering, like, do you think maybe they didn't break up? And, like, maybe this is just, like, a weird post.
Scam?
No, not even a scam. That, like, maybe you and I just are two old women who don't understand, like, the internet anymore. But neither of them follow each other on Instagram anymore either. So. Well,
and I know Adrian wants us to move on. Now, not to engage in more rumors, but there's rumors, studs be studding, and that now, somehow, the rumor is, I don't know, that NaLyssa's now dating a man and that she's found God.
No. I would not, and I don't even entertain that level
possibility
of a homophobia on the internet because she's a stud. They're lesbian, Stacey.
They're lesbian, Stacey. Let's move on.
Let's move on to the WNBA. So we have reached a 30-day contract, or not a contract.
No more shots fired with Lexie and DB?
Oh, sorry. Yes. More shots fired. Lexie and DB. Another one. So
we gotta use the DJ Khaled. Another one.
Yeah. So Lexie Hull did an interview the other day as part of her Glamour. Were they all on the cover? It was all on the cover, right?
Yep, they were.
Cover shoot. Anyway, in this interview, there's a lot about a lot of things in all of this. But the main thing that seemed to get aggregated out of this was that Lexie Hull...
Two things.
What was the second thing?
I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, was it the Caitlin Clark?
Just keep going.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. So Lexie Hull, one of the things that she says is essentially boils down to, like, when DeWanna Bonner left, we were not told what was going on. I was really disappointed because she was supposed to be like a mentor to me, and you know, we still don't even know why she left. To which
I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
You're gonna call bullshit on that. Anyway. DB doesn't say anything directly, but you've got other people kind of jumping to her defense, right? Who are like, she's a professional, this and that. Alyssa Thomas goes on Twitter and responds to a fan who says, you know, there's a lot of people who when all the dust settles on this, there's going to be a lot of people apologizing for what they said. And I think Alyssa responded like facts. Yeah, facts. So what's going on? What is happening? We don't buy this whole like they were told nothing, right?
I think like maybe they were told nothing, but what I don't buy is that you couldn't make some calls and find out. Like I don't buy to this day we still don't know.
There's got to be at least rumors around that building, right?
Come on. We have no facts, we have no information in terms of why DB said, I'm out this bitch. And especially since I think Alyssa Thomas and DB were sitting next to each other for Connecticut when one of them said, I think it was Alyssa Thomas, the Indiana Fever fans are the worst fans in the league. They're racist. And I will get the exact quote. We've been professional through the whole thing. I've been called things I've been called on social media, and there's no place for it. And then she also said she had never in her 11-year pro career experienced the racial comments like she had from the Fever fan base. I don't know what the question really is why did DeWanna Bonner go there in the first place? Not why did she leave? Your fiance, mother of your kids, said the Fever fan base is the worst in the league. They're racist. You're being called super racist names on the internet, and maybe in the building itself you've been disparaged and denigrated, and you're just going to go over there? What you doing there, baby? What are you doing there? So then the thing that also got people's attention was that, not a good look for Lexie to say this, is that people are jealous of the Fever.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, it's such a Sophie Cunningham comment.
It's such a Sophie Cunningham. Everyone's just jealous of us.
Everyone's jealous of what we have. And at the end of the day, people have us circled on their calendar and they have extra motivation to beat the Fever. And we have what you want, which is Caitlin Clark. I mean, that's kind of the subtext.
I have a question. Where do you think that narrative comes from? Do you think it comes from inside the locker room, inside group text? Like, because what? All of it?
All of it. And the outside forces, too. I think it comes from, like, you can't have reputable journalists saying these women are just being catty and jealous because they don't have Caitlin Clark and they're not making the type of money that the Fever are. The Fever made, by the way, really quickly, their social media value from last year was $83.4 million.
That's crazy.
And nobody else was close. So I think that fuels it. The amount of money that Caitlin Clark brings in fuels it. And the journalists around the league saying it is just adding fuel to the fire. And if you're a Fever player and you feel like there's extra animosity, what else could there be that you can rationalize it as? Because you're not going to say, well, our fans are just racist and that's why they don't like us. I'm not going to say that.
I really hate, just real quick before we move on, that the Caitlin Clark 22 Fever jersey has become almost as synonymous with the right wing as the red hat.
And the American flag.
And the American flag. Like, I hate that because it's like, I want a Caitlin Clark jersey.
But now you don't want to seem like a
But
Maggie
now I don't
girl.
want to wear it in public because it's going to make it look like I voted for Donald Trump. And I don't want that either. So it's kind of sucks. It sucks. So let's move on to the CBA extension. We have a 30-day extension that was agreed upon over the weekend. So we've got now till the end of November for the CBA to be ratified or agreed upon or at least get somewhere with it. Do we think that that's going to happen? Do we give it 30 days? Do you think 30 days is going to make a difference?
Well, what's insane is that they also put out, the WNBA PA also put out, we can cancel this agreement at any time we want.
We need 2 days notice.
2 days notice if we think they're not operating in good faith. So now the WNBA PA has a lot of the power here.
But the league can too. Both parties can.
They can, but I don't think the league is going to do that.
No.
The league won't do that. But this is a nuclear button that now is in play.
Yes.
I think There was a guy, David Sampson, who used to be an executive for Major League Baseball. He said that the WNBA will never get or give up 50% revenue or anywhere close to what the men get.
That's asking for.
They're asking for is close to 50% of the revenue. I mean, that's what they would want. 50%.
Sure, but we don't know that. But what we're
I don't know what they would accept. What they're getting now is right around 9%, but it's a derived value. The number. So say I tell you, Sarah, I'm going to pay you $100 a month to do X, Y, or Z for me, and I make currently $1,000 a month. I'm in effect paying you 10%, but I've only agreed to pay you $100 no matter what. So you can say you can basically say, well, Sarah gets 10% of how much I make. That's what she gets. That's pretty fair. But then if I all of a sudden start making $100,000 a month, and you say, well, now that $100 is like minuscule, then that's a derived number. You're not really getting anything tied to revenue. You just you can make whatever number I decide to give you a percentage. That's just math. So I think the players want a fixed revenue percentage where their salary cap will go up as the revenues go up. Right. And the WNBA does not want that for a variety of reasons, mostly greed. And they do not want, the owners do not want the value and the investment that they get to come back in the form of selling a team. They want to make money every single year, and we'll see how that goes.
Well, they've had the NBA, the NWSL, the MLB, I think even the NFL PAs have all now come out and said, we are fully behind the WNBA PA. And I know that doesn't really mean much of anything. However, it means, I think, a lot in terms of, it's very obvious that the public, the general public, the watching public, the other athletes, other sports are not on the NBA/WNBA side of this entire thing. Even with 70 senators coming out and saying, yo, do this in good faith. I think that it forces the NBA to have a little more accountability in terms of what they're going to agree to. But at the end of the day, does it matter?
I think the thing that makes it matter is that the league itself doesn't have cover that they're doing the right thing from the outside forces. That most people who are have knowledge of the situation in terms of the growth of the league, the amount of money that's being made, etc., are saying, we believe that what the players are asking for is fair, and we stand behind them. I can tell you this, if no one was doing that, the WNBA and the NBA as a league would say, well, where are your people? If you guys are asking for something that's fair, why isn't anyone standing with you? The fans don't believe in this. The other players' associations don't believe in this. Nobody from Congress or the Senate or any position of government has said a word in favor of you. But at every level, the only organization that's being stood with is the players' union. Not that there's nobody being like, we stand with the NBA and WNBA. We think these players are getting exactly what they deserve, and they shouldn't get any more. Except for David Sampson. I guess he's the one person that says the WNBA players don't deserve much more than they're getting.
Yeah, there's always one.
There's a lot. There's some fans on.
There's a bunch of fans who absolutely hate it. We've talked about before. Who is not getting their bag in the way that we thought they were going to get their bag in this offseason. Angel Reese she has not announced that she's not playing for Unrivaled, but the final roster for Unrivaled has come out. She is not in it. Is there anything to read into here, or do we think she's just taking some time? She makes more money not playing.
Also, Sabrina Ionescu not playing in Unrivaled as well.
And Jewel Lloyd, I think, isn't. Or Chelsea Gray, one of them is not.
It's Reese, Ionescu,
Jewel, Kayla McBride, Tiff Hayes are kind of the big ones.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously no Asia Wilson on either of these 2 years, no Caitlin Clark in either of these 2 years.
Yeah.
So I would say that this means that Angel and Sabrina said, we would like more money to play in this league. And Unrivaled
200K
said,
is not going to cut it.
I think it's a little bit more than 200K. But either way, I think they said, we could do some brand deals. Sabrina could go to China and go on a Nike tour. And she did that last year and missed some time at Unrivaled and was dealing with an injury. Angel Reese, it was her first year. She ended up being like a wildly successful player for Unrivaled. I think she was like, listen, give me some more equity or equity. I don't know what she got to begin with. That wasn't disclosed. And give me more money. I was walking at Victoria's Secret fashion show. I'm on the cover of Vogue. I'm at the Met Gala board of operations, whatever you call that. And so I don't think Unrivaled wanted to pay her what she was asking for. So she's just going to make more money doing her podcast and doing the other things that she's going to do and enjoy her off season. So I think that's what you read into it. It's nothing to do with Unrivaled other than the fact that Unrivaled didn't want to get squeezed by these very marketable players. And they said, the collective will help us out with the ratings. Plus we have Paige. We don't need to pay you more. We have Paige.
To be fair to Sabrina, Angel, Caitlin, for example, Asia, they can make that 200,000 up in a single brand deal that takes them 1 day to execute that they can't get injured doing. So why risk an injury? Why risk?
It's a good thing. It shows that the WNBA is thriving.
It's growing. What else is thriving? The NWSL.
My Thorns are thriving.
Your Thorns. So the NWSL playoffs are officially set. We have the bracket. Up until yesterday, decision day, we didn't really know which way this was going to land. We knew 1 seed. We knew 2 seed. We did not know 3 through 8. By the way, that was my cat just going. He's excited about the playoff too. Running behind me. So we have the matchups. There's a couple key matchups that I'm really looking forward to. The big one, I feel, is going to be this number 1 seed versus number 8 seed, Kansas City versus Gotham. So Gotham yesterday lost 3-2 to North Carolina, which ended up dropping them down in the seed all the way to 8. Now they have to play Kansas
I bet you're
City.
happy about that.
Why would I be happy?
Because now the Spirit don't have to play them.
Yeah, I mean, I am happy about that. But I do feel bad that they're going to have to go to Kansas City and play because Kansas City is, I mean, they're a machine.
Inevitable.
They're a machine. They look impossible to beat. What do you think, what is your favorite matchup? What is the one that you're looking most forward to in this first round?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing my very first San Diego Wave game. I haven't seen them all year. Honestly, I totally forgot they were in the NWSL because everyone is not covering them. You're not hearing anything or seeing anything on the NWSL social media pages really about them. I swear, when I was at the Thorns game yesterday, we got like 4 or 5 posts about the Thorns on the NWSL Instagram page. I follow the NWSL and have all year. Haven't seen anything about the San Diego team. So they're going to get to go to Portland, and I'm excited about seeing that. I think that's a very interesting matchup, very unique. And I think I know we interviewed Deyna Castellanos, but I think she's feeling like this team has a chip on their shoulder. And she talks about that in the interview that we'll get to more in the show. But I think it's not a surprise that she got her second or third goal. I think she either had 2 coming in. She had 2 coming in before yesterday, right? So her third goal, she's starting to heat up towards the end of this season. And I think they have something to prove. So I'm interested in that one. And then, of course, I really want to see the Spirit Louisville matchup because this is now the second time that somebody has forecasted with Michelle Alozie saying that she thinks that Louisville is going to win the whole thing. Now they take on the Spirit.
Yeah.
If that's the case, they're going to have a gauntlet to get through.
Yeah. That is the one that I've heard a couple times. People have now said that they really like Racing Louisville going into this playoff. You know, I'm not really sure. Statistically, they don't finish in the top 5 of really any category. Like goals allowed, goals scored, shots on target, passes, all of it. They're not in the top category of any of those. Whereas Washington kind of sits like 1, 2, or 3 of basically every major category. So on paper, it should not be a good matchup. However, I do think that Louisville they have a couple young players at Louisville that are really talented. They have Emma Sears, who has been a more recent like go-to for Emma Hayes in the national team lineup, and she's really good. I'm very curious to see how she'll do. McKenna Morris is pretty solid, and I don't know. I mean, again, they don't have the same name brands on this team as, you know, your Washington does with. Now, I guess we'll see if Trinity comes back. That'll be also a huge part of it, is if Trinity is healthy. But I guess we're going to see. I think that could be a close game. I think Kansas City, New York is going to be a blowout. I think.
Is Temwa going to be playing in that game?
We don't have an injury update on her.
If she does not play, that's more up in the air than you think.
Yes, it is, but New York's ability to finish is just not good.
Yeah.
And if they're going to win, if Gotham is going to win, what they need is a really good performance out of Rose Lavelle. They need Rose Lavelle to be Rose Lavelle in that game.
I pick Kansas City. I just think their defense
it's going to be Kansas
good.
City. The Orlando Pride versus the Reign in the first round, we know is going to involve some sort of AI, because apparently Laura Harvey is using AI for her game play and her schemes, her lineups, kind of everything. What are you thinking about this ChatGPT playoff?
She better invest in the premium service. That's all I know. Okay, if you're doing this, if you're doing this on the free version, we've got some things to say about that. She's like, well, the formation it told me to choose, that's what I'm choosing.
She said that she started 5. What did she say? 5 defenders in a couple games because GPT told her to, and it was like.
Did they win those games?
They won. They lost one of them, and I think they won another one. If I read that correctly, but
wouldn't that have been the same result? Maybe even better. I don't know. I think if you have a lot of information in your head and you're really smart, then maybe the prompts that you give ChatGPT are just much smarter than my prompts, which are basically like, what should I do if I am if I coached the Seattle Reign and I was playing Gotham?
What do I do?
What should I do? You know?
Who should I start? It is weird.
Who should I sub out at what minute?
I'm guessing that she gives them like a lot of analytics, like of what each player does, because surely, first of all, with how hard it is to find stats of women's athletes, like they're not readily available.
And what's crazy is, sometimes I'll put all the stats. For example, I was doing a fantasy football draft and I gave it all the stats. And I was like, who should I draft in the, 5th round or whatever? Tell me what I should be doing. And then it was like, well, Tyreek Hill for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm like, oh my God. Did you say Kansas City Chiefs?
When was this last updated?
Oh my God. So that's all I'm saying is like ChatGPT, they probably given her players that were on the roster last year.
Well, my thing about ChatGPT is, like, we're always, I mean, at least I know in a lot of industries, there's this, like, AI is going to replace humans, right? Like, don't use AI because it's going to replace humans, human jobs. We need human jobs. Anyway, is Laura Harvey not, like, training ChatGPT to, like, take over her job?
You physically need someone, though.
Yeah, but you can get an intern to plug it in. Like, you know, and I'll have to pay her.
She's going to say, listen, my prompts are what make me valuable.
Pay me for my prompts. Laura Harvey can win a championship without AI. It's wild. I mean, but maybe this is innovative.
I fucking hate Seattle. Let me just start by saying that.
I know you do.
And I want them to fail. But part of me wants them at that NWSL championship so I can be like, walk me through this.
Walk me.
Or maybe not. Maybe she'll just be there anyway. And I'm like, yo, why are you making this decision? How did you come to say, not in a scrimmage, not in a practice, I'm going to do this in an actual NWSL game at a time where it's literally at the end of the season where the table hasn't been set and there's a lot of things up in the air for me that I'm going to do that. How do you make that decision? And then do it. Like, it's one thing to put it into ChatGPT. It's another thing to, like, actually be like, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that.
And then it's a third thing to then go say to the press.
Oh, and tell people.
This is what I've been doing.
Why would you tell people you're doing it? Oh, my God. That'd be like if I was going on NBC using ChatGPT for my betting breakdowns. And then I was like, oh, yeah, AI told me the Vikings are going to cover the 3.5 this weekend. Bitch, what do we need you for?
5 defenders. Started 5 defenders because ChatGPT told her to. Well, I'm very curious to see how ChatGPT lines up against Orlando in that opening game. So you went to the Portland game yesterday. You got to see Houston versus, I forgot your team's name for a second, the Thorns, in a rowdy Providence Park.
You know, is it rowdy?
It's not rowdy.
I don't know, man.
It's not rowdy.
I thought to myself while I was in there, first and foremost, thank you, shout out to AT&T and Devon and the crew for setting us up to go. It was great. Shout out to the open parking spot that was right in front of the arena that I just pulled right up in. But I think a couple of things. One, it broke the attendance record of the regular season. I think it was like 22,000 people showed up. And yet it still felt kind of empty a little bit. And
it looked busy. It looked packed.
That's definitely the cameras and where they're showing you things are at. Okay. The fan section is absolutely lit. And I bet if you're in the fan section, which is a Goonies pirate theme, great stuff, by the way, I bet that area is awesome. But just like in the stadium, in a normal, everyday place, there's a lot of open seats, in my opinion. And it's really not that loud. It's really not that rowdy. And go ahead.
I was going to say, have you been to a game at Rowdy Audi?
I have been at a game at Audi. And it's fine. It's louder than this.
Did you go to a men's game or a women's game?
I went to a women's game.
Oh.
Well, does that surprise you?
Well, because it's usually louder for the women's games than the men's games.
So it's fine. But what I will say is that I'm calling cap on Deyna, saying that it's the best environment she's ever played in. She's played against Manchester.
I think I trust her opinion.
Her opinion is biased.
Well,
it'd be like if you were like, hey, is the person you're with right now the best sex you've ever had, or is there other sex that's been better? And you're like, not even close. That's why I married he or she. And it's like, are you kidding me? Okay? Like, are you kidding me? She played in Europe. She's played in the Olympics. She's played in World Cups. You cannot tell me that Providence Park, which I just experienced, is the the peak of the peak, unless it's a playoff game that she's talking about. It's not everyday regular season game that's that loud. It did not sound that loud in there. But shout out to Deyna. 5 minutes, I don't even think it was that many, into the game, scores for Sarah. Because Sarah's been besmirching the Portland Thorns all season, saying we don't have enough.
You've besmirched on my behalf.
That's not a thing. You've been besmirching. And I told Deyna that, and she said, don't you worry, Sarah. I got your back. I'm going to show you that we can score. And she, it feels like seconds into the game, it was boom, boom. A Chovnick on Chovnick crime.
It was Chovnick on Chovnick crime.
Absolutely put Paige Nielsen, friend of show, on the hibachi. So embarrassing. Cross kick, 20 feet from the net.
Yeah, bent it.
Just literally bend it like Beckham on Paige. I had to go into the Twitter. I was like, no way there was Paige that got cooked. And I went onto the Twitter and I zoomed in. I said, oh no, Paige, you did get cooked. Oh, you did.
Oh no. Well, we won't keep you guys waiting anymore. Here's where we had a conversation with them a Friday before the game was played. So keep that in mind as you're listening. But our takeaways with Deyna and Michelle.
She's great. Both of them are great.
Both of them are great. Michelle has a great story. Houston did not make the playoffs, but Michelle, who has somehow found the day to be 40 hours long. I'm unclear how that's possible. She's a professional defender with the Nigeria national team and the Houston Dash, and in her spare time is looking for a cure to childhood cancer. So stay tuned after this break. We'll be back with those two interviews.
Retirement should not be overcomplicated. You should feel like the advice that you're getting fits your life, not someone else's agenda. That is straight talk and a solid strategy, and that's what you get from Fuchs Financial, our guy. Watch Ben's show, How to Retire, on his YouTube page, which we link in the show notes. Thank you to Ben. Seriously, thank you to Ben for believing in what we're doing over here. Our first sponsor, our most important sponsor to date, and we're always going to keep it solid. So go over there and check Ben out. I am, Deyna, so excited to talk to an athlete living in my hometown on a team that's super exciting, in a city that's now getting the WNBA as well, in the Portland Fire, who I grew up loving. What is it like for you to see a city that you play in, that you live in, invest in women's biz, where even you guys will be with the basketball team under one roof?
I think it's just amazing. I think that's what we need, for women's sports in general, people actually investing and wanting to create something special. And I think in Portland, that's what they're creating, with the WNBA new team that is coming. With us, that obviously they have always supported us a lot, and especially the fans. So I think it's huge, for us to be able to share facilities with them. That also it's kind of amazing, because we actually get to know them, and we actually get to support them, not just as athletes but as friends eventually. So I think that's very exciting.
How does playing at Providence Park compare to some of the places you've played? I mean, you've played in some big places. How does it compare?
It doesn't. It really doesn't compare. Playing in Portland, in Providence Park, is just unbelievable. It's so exciting every time. We always know we're going to have a full house. I think only one game of my career so far it was bigger than Providence Park, but that was an international stage, and it was in Venezuela. It was a home game, but actually having the privilege to play in front of such a huge and energetic crowd every time we play at home is something that is very, very special.
We're number one, Deyna? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
It is probably a couple years ago. I was there for a playoff game, and it was one of the coolest sporting, in all sports that I've ever been to. Just being in that in that stadium. It's just the energy is so good. You have a unique journey because we see a lot of players right now that are going NWSL over to the WSL. You went the other direction. You went WSL to the NWSL. What made you feel like coming back stateside was the right decision for you?
I think eventually I was always going to come back to the US after I left college. For me, the US is kind of like home as well. Like I spent 4 years of my life here in the US, learning the culture, learning a new language, getting a degree. It was the first like place that I live by myself. So it always had a special place in my heart. So eventually I knew I was going to come back here and like continue my journey in the US, and also like being a little bit closer to home, which I didn't think it through because I'm in Portland and it's so far away. But I still love it. I still like happy to be here.
That's funny. You didn't think you were going to be on the other side of the country probably when you decided to come back. You have a huge following, a big brand online. That's one of the ways that women's athletes are really able to use their voice and able to showcase not just who they are, but what they're interested in. And your AT&T campaign is all about visibility. When you say visibility is important to you, what does that mean?
For me, it means everything. I think like without visibility, like we wouldn't be able to make a change. And I'm lucky enough to have a very big fan base, and that they support me and they support like everything that I do. And now with AT&T campaign is also that they are giving me what I'm craving, that is visibility for my foundation, for the women's sport, for everything that I believe in. And I think that's something that is so important for everything.
What does women's sports need more of?
I think like people to believe in the sport, really, like no matter which sport it is. It's just people to believe that it could be a good investment, and people that believe that it could be something very special, because we have seen it. We've seen it like at least in women's football. We see it like every time like there is a new World Cup, like no matter what it is, like you get huge crowds and you get full stadiums, sold out, like all of these Champions League games, like all of this, that clearly there is success in this if you are willing to provide that for us. And I think we respond well to that, and I think we respond well to pressure. But I think it's just like believing that it could be a good business, yeah, that it could be a good project, and that you are actually changing life.
When you were growing up, what was the culture like around women or young girls playing sports? Because I know your foundation is all about really leveling the playing field.
Well, for me, it was non-existent, really. It was everything about men's sports in Venezuela. The main sport is baseball, and then like soccer now is like between first and second. But like when I was growing up, like it wasn't nothing like that. And it was a men's sport like back in the day for me. So like every time like I started like playing and everything, like I was like, she's a tomboy, she's another guy, like just kick her, like it doesn't matter, like she's another boy, that kind of situation. So it was like that for me, like growing up. So like for me, that's where visibility like comes apart, right? That you need something that to believe, like you need to believe that somebody made it for you to make it, like as well. And that's like where I try to build with my foundation, like give like my athletes like around the world, like that it's possible to accomplish your dreams through football.
So this, as Trysta said, this airs on Tuesday. So by the time it airs, we will officially be in playoff season. Hopefully with another win under your belts. But what Portland kind of like at the beginning of the season, I think people had counted them out but they're right back in the mix now. What does that say
She
about
counted them out, Deyna. She did it.
I don't think I did.
She
I
probably
just said
did.
they
That's
weren't
okay.
the Portland we're used to, but they've proven me wrong. I will say they've proven me wrong. And they're right back. You guys are right back in the mix now, a mid seed going into the playoffs. What does that say about the depth and the belief in this team, even without one of your star players this season with Sophia Smith or Sophia? What's her last name?
Wilson?
Wilson. Yeah, sorry. She will always be Sophia Smith to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome proving people wrong. Like that's just amazing. I think we knew that this season we were gonna be the underdogs and that people were doubting us, but we took that as a motivation. We know we are a very young team, but at the same time we're hungry for winning, for like proving people that we are good at what we do, and we're still the Portland Thorns, and that our goal is always to be in the playoff and hopefully winning the tournament, because that has been like from day one, like for us has never been like maybe this is a year that we can take a vacation and improve, like nah, like for us it was always about competing and about the title and about being in the playoff. The first part, like for us, is accomplished, that it's been there, we're clinched, and hopefully we continue to winning games and continue to accomplish the dreams that we set for us like this season.
Deyna, convince Sarah that we have enough offense to go deep into the playoffs, because that's the one, not just her, other people are saying that Portland doesn't have enough firepower to compete with the likes of some of these other teams, like her team, the Washington.
I don't think I said that. I don't think I said that.
It's okay, Sarah.
Don't
I won't take it personally.
Don't call me out like that in front of
I won't take it personally. I don't know. Like I think like we're just gonna keep like building our stuff quietly and like keep proving like what we got, like our secret weapons and everything that is our fans and and all of that, and just like that hunger of like building something special. And I think like we already had like this season, but like it's not enough for us. Like it's not the end of the story yet. So we're trying to keep building and writing the story for us.
You were a young star. I mean, you're still a young star, but you were a young and emerging star. And now you're playing with another up and coming young star in Olivia Moultrie. What do you think? We just saw her ball the F out, Deyna. I don't know if you saw it, but she was killing. What do you think makes her special? Because I was like, well, Sarah was like, it's about damn time.
I've been on the Olivia Moultrie train for years, and I've been like, put her in, give her the chance.
Oh, she was young and she still is. I think like when you rush stuff, like sometimes it doesn't like come out like the way like you probably want it. And I think like this is her time right now. Like she's just like a veteran, like at this point, like she's been in the pro game for 5-6 years now. I think like the same amount of time that I have been. So and crazy. She is like, I don't know, 6 years younger than me or something, like, which is crazy. But like she's just a great player. She's very smart. She's very willing to put the work on there, and like she's willing to change the game like when tough situations are happening. And I think like for us, like that happened against LA, the last game that we had, and like now for the national team, like if I'm not wrong, it's her first brace that she has and probably her first time scoring. Which is very, very exciting for us. And I think like right now she's in a very good momentum, and she's very confident right now, and that's something that we are taking advantage of has Portland, obviously, and we are just happy that who she is and like the player that she is.
Did you give her any advice as she's been coming up, or what can you kind of tell us about what like that relationship is like?
With Olivia, you have to let her be. Like she knows her own thing. Like she does everything like at the time that she wants, like she wanted to be a pro at 15, like why not, like, you know, like so she knows what she's doing, and how I say, like she's like a veteran, like she's one of our leaders in our team, and a lot of like young players, they look up to her, and that's something that she should feel proud of.
What can we expect from the Thorns in the postseason?
What's the postseason?
What in the playoffs?
I don't know. I just go back from national team, so no, like just kidding. But we are just excited to be there. Like we know that it's a privilege, and we're trying to play our first game of the plays off at home. So that's our like short goal before obviously this is coming out on Tuesday, but like we still have one more game that it would change a lot of things in the table, so in the standings. So for us in the playoff, it's just about us. It's just about winning no matter what, and like finding like that mentality that we had like all season long of accomplishing and overcome like situations. So yeah.
You like being the underdog, Deyna?
There is always something special about it, right? Like it's like nobody believes in you, everybody overlook you and all of that. But I think for what we are building this year, like next season is not gonna be like that, and that's very, very exciting, because it's not always good being the underdog, I guess. So I always like to be in the best, and I think we're capable of being that.
Okay, so I have one more question to ask you before we do a couple rapid fires. But I read online a couple different places that you have over 30 tattoos. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So as a member of the sleeve gang, I have to ask, do you have a favorite tattoo?
Right now I do, and it's actually the last one that I had done, and it was in December last year, and it's a phoenix here. It's like kind of like the cycle
Ooh,
of
I like
life,
that.
like, you know, kind of situation. And I have my niece's name here, which I got all of that the same day. It was like a 6-hour sesh or so.
A lot to sit through.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a lot of like Instagram reels, TikTok, and everything, and conversations like randomly with a person that you don't know. But it was really good. But I do have like other favorites, but it's hard to pick. I have so many random tattoos as well. Like I cannot wait like for my niece like to start like drawing like some figures, and I'll be like, okay, draw something so I can put it on my skin.
I love that. I love that.
Do you tell the tattoo artist that you're a professional football player, or do you lie about what you do for a living?
No, they know me already. So I have got tattoos by 3 different people, the first 4 different people, and like the first 2, like they were guys that they contact me when I was 16 or so, and like that's when I first got my tattoos, and they knew who I was. Like that was in Venezuela. Then I moved to Florida State, like to Florida, and one of the guys that was in that studio, he moved to Miami. So I kept on contact with him, and like he got like I got other tattoos from him. And then I have this really, really good friend in Madrid, in Spain, and that's when I went crazy. I was like, she's a tattoo artist. And we were okay, tattoo parties, let's go. Boom. Yeah. Tattoos everywhere. Yeah. And the last one that I got in Venezuela is this young girl she's just unbelievable. Like I can't wait to see her again this December offseason.
Smart. Go to the good artists. Don't go to the $10 ones.
No, I would never.
No.
But like I've been lucky enough that my expensive tattoo has been like probably $10, but because they're all like know me and they're friends. So
well, you're like a walking billboard, you know, like
yeah,
it's
exactly.
like advertisement. It's like, look what, so you know, it's like yeah.
Sarah, that you are a Washington fan, a Spirit fan.
I
this
am.
Tattoo that I have here, the smiley face. Lacey Santos did that for me.
She did?
What?
That's pretty badass.
I'm telling you,
I was unaware.
In Madrid, I went crazy.
Lexie could do tattoos. I mean, that's
No, clearly she cannot because it's awful, but it's a good like story to tell, and she's one of my best friends. So
yeah, how did that go down? Like, can you share that story from like, did it just happen randomly?
How said like in tattoo, I went crazy, and like we have this friend that she's a tattoo artist, and like every time, like every couple months, we will be like, should we do a tattoo party? And I mean, like gathering in a house, like and listening to music, a bunch of friends, and like everybody getting tattoos. My tattoo artist friend, like bless her, because she was there for hours working, and while we were having fun. And then like Lexie was like, can I do a tattoo to you? And I was like, yeah, mine as well. I already have like 40 of them. So I said like, what are you gonna do? And she was like, I don't know, something simple. Let's do a smiley face. And like she started actually really good. Like this was like her first line, like right here, like the good one. And then like she got cocky and like it went to shambles.
It has character.
Yeah, it does, like her.
That's character.
Yeah.
You know what? That must be a really good friendship, because I don't think there's a single one of my friends that I would trust.
You wouldn't let me tattoo anything on you?
Absolutely not. No.
Wow. See,
I'll be hurt by that.
that I know I am. I mean, look at that. She's happy with that tattoo. I think I could do like a little better. I probably am be sober, which I don't know if she was. I'm not saying either way.
She was.
She was.
Listen,
I promise she was.
The needles, yeah, you have to be. Are you ready for a rapid fire? We have two. We have an NWSL rapid fire, and we have the pop culture rapid fire. Sarah, are you going to do the soccer one?
Yeah, I'll do that one.
All right.
Okay. All right. So these are rapid fire. Most difficult defender in the NWSL to go up against.
You always make me think. This is not rapid fire for me. I'm really bad with names.
Okay, most difficult defense. What about team-wise? What's the most difficult defense?
I would say Kansas City, but because like they are like so good at attacking, so it's hard for us like to attack against them.
They're good at a lot of things.
Yeah.
Whose footwork do you admire most?
Yeah, I would say Lexie.
Player most likely to miss the team plane.
I would say Mimi Alidu.
Who has the best game day fit?
Me.
Oh, what are we showing up in?
I don't know. We'll see. It's a surprise.
If you could make up one player, who would it be?
Oof. I don't know. Probably Sankofi.
Oh.
Sarah, you got to go faster if
I'm
we
sorry.
want Deyna to go faster.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right.
You have to be rapid too. Rapid.
Do you agree with the statement that defense wins championships?
No.
I didn't think you would. Penalty shootout. Are you taking the first shot or the last shot?
The first.
And who do you think will win MVP?
No clue.
No clue.
No clue.
Who do you think deserves to win MVP the most?
I don't know. Like there are so many people.
Oh,
like,
we're going diplomatic.
Yeah. It's too hard.
There's so many.
All right. I love all the girls. Are you
I'm just really, really bad with names. That's the thing.
She's like the one, on the team.
Yeah, that one.
Are you ready for the pop culture one?
Okay, let's see.
All right. Reality show that you think you would dominate in.
Dancing with the Stars.
Really? You got it like that. Okay. Last show.
Latina, I have to.
That's true. That is true.
That's true. Last show that you binged.
That I what?
That you watched over like one after the other.
Friends.
Ooh. Go-to karaoke song.
I forgot the name actually. Like I have one for Spanish and one for English. So the Spanish one is Mis ojos lloran por ti. And the English one is F.
Why don't you sing it a little bit for us?
It's not coming like in my
like I totally
right
forgot.
Yeah,
It's
but
gone.
let's say something. Don't stop believing.
All right, go to
That's how you say
coffee order.
Just Americano.
Just
And
an
simple
Americano.
girly. Yeah.
Text, voice message, or call if something happens you want to get out to your friends.
Text.
Man, everybody's texting these days.
It's this generation.
What
No
is
phone call generation.
What's the thing on your For You page or your home like reels that we wouldn't expect is there?
Oh, a lot of funny stuff, scaring people and like making fun of people. Like I'm very dark humor kind of girl.
Love that.
What was the only like? Do you have a tattoo that you've regretted?
No.
Dream dinner guest.
Oof.
It could be
I don't
anyone,
know.
Deyna, dead or
Yeah,
alive.
that's what is hard. Let's say Einstein.
Who? InSync?
Einstein, the scientific.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Einstein. Yes. I
Yeah,
thought you said
Einstein.
InSync for a second. Yeah,
Yeah.
Einstein. What sport do you think you would play if you didn't play soccer?
I wish I could say tennis, but I'm so bad. So tennis.
And what would be your career if it wasn't sports?
I don't know my life without sports, so I would say I'll be your colleague.
Yes, we love
There
it.
you go.
We got to have you
You
on.
can
as
come
an
on our
analyst
show
now.
anytime.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to dish. You're gonna have to give some takes. You're gonna have to know some names. Deyna.
I mean, like I could just like make them up, like
We just
I
do
speak
pictures.
Spanish. I just starting like speaking Spanish and like
Yeah.
you wouldn't know. So
No one will
that's
know the
fine.
difference. We'll just do
Exactly.
picture. We'll do like a picture board. She could just point to people.
Exactly.
Amazing. That's all we got. Simple, easy. Get the dub on Sunday.
We will. For you, not for Sarah, but for you.
Yeah, we gotta.
That's
we
okay.
really have to prove Sarah wrong.
You know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Sarah, it's actually for you.
Listen,
Yeah.
I have a special place in my heart for the Thorns because I was with them on their last championship run and I was doing a doc on them. So I have a very special place in my heart for that team.
Oh, so you're saying that you're the lucky charm.
I'm the lucky charm. And
Okay,
listen,
so
we're gonna
why
be
are you at DC?
Well, we're gonna I gotta bring them my luck this year.
Exactly.
But you know what? Hey, look, if you guys get to the finals, we'll be at the finals. I'll be your good luck charm.
We'll turn up.
Perfect.
We'll get a tattoo together.
I'll get a rose. I'll get a rose if you guys.
Sounds good. That's a fair deal.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deyna.
And welcome to Let Her Shoot, the only podcast that covers women's sports the way that we want them covered. No bullshit, no kid gloves, just respect for the game, for the athletes, for the fans, the way that we want them covered. Sarah Chovnick here, two-time Emmy Award-winning producer. Trysta Krick, me, zero-time Emmy Award-winning or Emmy-nominated talent, or anything, really. We have a good one, though. Michelle Alozie, thank you so much for joining us. Houston Dash. She's got some stuff popping outside the turf as well, which we'll talk about just in a second. Got also a huge campaign with AT&T that we'll talk about. And a nomination, which is really exciting. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Final game of the season this weekend against the team. Well, I don't really root for them, but I live in Portland against the Thorns. How do you reflect on your fifth season?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I look back on all of my 5 seasons here in the NWSL, it's just been so much change and turnover. And I think this is the first year that there's an actual glimpse of kind of consistency here at Houston. And that's really exciting when you think of like the future of Houston, just the future of the NWSL, just finally having consistency where you feel like comfortable being here. You know that your coach and GM are going to be the same people next season. And just like small things that you don't really want to think of, but that hasn't been kind of a constant thing here. And so although we are out of the playoff race, I'm just really proud kind of this group, especially this being the first season that we're all together with the new GM and with the new coach, and just seeing how we were able to, come out on top for the second half of the season. But although we still didn't get the playoff push, I'm just like very thankful for being able to be or just finish my 5th season.
What do people not know about what it's like to deal with inconsistency across all those different levels? You mentioned like you finally have it, but like what are the things that maybe we don't know that you have to deal with when that exists?
Well, I think when people think of it being inconsistent in the front office, they almost think like the players will be fine because the players are just the players. All you guys have to do is perform. But there's just so many small nuances that affect us like day to day, or having a new coach or a new GM who has like a completely different vision. And if your GM and your coach's vision aren't the same, then like we also don't know what the vision is. We don't know how to play. Our playing style changes every game, every opponent, and stuff like that. And so when it's not consistent, like you see it on the field actually. And I think a lot of people think like, oh, like no, the athletes would just like play, they know how to play, just do what you do best kind of thing. But when it's so turbulent off the field, it's really hard to kind of like show this beautiful game and play freely on the field.
Congratulations on your FIF Pro nomination, by the way. I think that's pretty impressive. So for anyone of our listeners who's listening, FIF Pro is a global best 11 and nominated by your peers. That's right. Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah. What does that honor mean to you to get that shortlist nomination?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw that come out, I think I saw people like mention me in like comments, and I was like, nominated for what? Like, what are you guys talking about? And then when I saw it was for FIF Pro, I was like, whoa, like it just makes me feel like very seen. I think, I sometimes have like a mindset where I'm like, I don't really deserve it, or like I'm not doing enough, or I feel like I'm constantly like I have to be better and better. And just to get that kind of just gave me like Michelle, you're doing something right, like you're doing well for yourself. It kind of just like gave me like a little confidence boost that I didn't know I really needed at the end of the season. And so for my peers to like see that, especially mostly with like the Nigerian team, just means a lot, especially since we just won WAFCON for the 10th time and broke history. And so just knowing that there's like eyes on Nigeria, eyes on African football, and eyes on me as well, is amazing.
What can you say about the progress of African football in the last, really handful of years that's put you guys more on this global stage of recognition and getting that recognition you deserve?
Yeah, I think African football has definitely been slept on for so long, on the men and women's side. And I think just now on the women's side, especially when you have the likes of like Barb and Temwa and Rachel or Aziza like coming here to the NWSL in specific and being able to break records or like just completely change the game or change how you're able to defend just because they're on the field, just finally put like a bigger spotlight on Africa football, which it definitely deserves. But I think when we play in the Olympics or the World Cup and we're actually like neck and neck with England, or you see Zambia and Barbara's getting another hat trick like in the Olympics, it's like, wait, what is going on? And I think when you finally see that, you're like, oh, like we should not have been sleeping on these African teams. They're really African giants at the end of the day. And I'm just so glad that we're finally getting the recognition that everyone definitely deserves.
I say it all the time. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Tristan.
Go ahead, Sarah. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, like, I think the African players in the NWSL are like the most exciting to watch for me. And like, I think they've changed so much of how the NWSL is being played right now. Like you mentioned Shawinga and Barbara Banda and I mean, there's Gift Monday, there's Rose Kawasi, there's so many like electric forwards and defenders, obviously.
Hey.
But what does it mean to you to see that in the NWSL, that style of play kind of taking influence in the NWSL, and what do you think it is doing for the league?
Yeah, before they like my like true first integration into African football was obviously when I got called up to the national team, to the Super Falcons. And when I saw how, South Africans or Zambians are playing or Malawians like are all playing, there's just such a freedom and kind of, I think African football is definitely known for freestyle soccer. And it's like you have no idea what they're gonna do. They also don't know what they're gonna do, but like yet it all makes sense and they're able to connect and do all these passes. And it's just so beautiful and free. Like it is like the most beautiful thing to see. And so when I was seeing that, I was like, whoa, I'm amazed that these players aren't in the NWSL, aren't on Chelsea, aren't in all these big teams. Like you guys definitely should be. And that was 4 years ago. And so now I'm seeing them finally be integrated into the NWSL these past 2 years has just been so amazing. And it's kind of just like finally people are seeing their names. It's been years, but I'm glad that finally now that they are breaking the records, they're now getting nominated for Ballon d'Or. They're now getting nominated for CAF Women Player of the Year. And so I feel like it's just really late recognition, but I'm definitely glad that the recognition is finally coming.
Finally happening,
yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned Chelsea, and we're seeing a lot of talented young players in the NWSL go to a place like Chelsea, leaving the NWSL in general to play in Europe. How do you balance like that obviously being such a good thing and an impressive thing because that's the center of where women's football kind of is seen right now, but also like what does that mean for the NWSL to you?
I mean, I think whenever we obviously have to compare the NWSL when we look at the WSL or any Liga MX, any of the leagues across the world, and I think that when people think of the NWSL in comparison to the WSL, they think that like if you're in the NWSL, it just means like you're really strong, you're fast, and you're just going to run a lot. Like there's no really technical aspect to it. And then they say like when you think of England, it's like okay, you're techie, you're keeping the ball, it's ball possession. And I think when you see kind of this crossover now, especially like a lot of people from the WSL coming to the NWSL and vice versa, that there is really an integration of both styles and that the NWSL is more than just being a very physical league. And again, also in the WSL, you're seeing these players who are going to run like their whole legs off into the field, and integrating that into their playing style is literally changing the game. And so I think it's just big, especially when I think the NWSL is definitely underrated to see players be able to go over there and really succeed, but also maybe players coming here from the WSL and not really seeing what they assumed, or they definitely like underrated it. So I think it's very interesting, but I think it's definitely, again, putting the NWSL on a bigger map and showing that we are more than just a physical league.
You have a follow-up or you want me to go?
No, go ahead, Sarah.
Okay. I was going to say, we're talking about the NWSL and the changes and keeping up with changes. I don't know if you saw this headline yesterday that Laura Harvey said that she was using ChatGPT to like help their formation. Which I laughed at because I was like, okay, we all know Laura Harvey is like completely capable of, not using ChatGPT. But what are these like, what do you think of that kind of integration of AI or new formulas to keep the NWSL like, fresh? Because there is such a global competition league-wise when we're seeing like the WSL and even La Liga in South America or we see a lot of these, there's a lot of talent that's moving around a lot of places. How do we keep evolving the NWSL?
I mean, I think just keeping it an open space. I think obviously with our CBA negotiations and agreements, I think that definitely opened up the eyes to a lot of people who are in Europe or at these other leagues where they can get paid $1, or someone can be paid $1 million, and to kind of see kind of more of like a baseline consistency, at least here in the league, I think again makes us really inviting to come. in play. But I also think the integration of the NWSL with the other leagues, with these interleague competitions, like I know there's one for CONCACAF, and just so that we're able to play against these other teams and they're actually able to see our style play as opposed to, again, just the rhetoric that we're just a physical team, I think is very important. And again, just puts us on the map. But I also think obviously the national team players that we do get and then they go out to camp and also are balling in their national teams definitely helps us as well. And so I think all of these things are kind of putting the NWSL on a global map. And as we continue to grow and our teams and our leagues continue to grow and just the overall competitiveness of this league continues to grow, I think a lot of people are seeing it finally and wanting to be a part of it.
Who's the hardest player you've had to defend this year? I guess like sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, sneaky. I don't know. There's so many. When I think about it, I'm like, there's too many. Like, honestly, whenever I have to play against Barbara and Temwa, I'm like, guys, please, like, I beg, like, don't do anything crazy. But I think like sneaky quick people, like I think Alyssa Thompson when she was here was very sneaky quick. Like I feel like you like don't assume it, and then she kind of just like wiggles out of things. And so that was definitely difficult. Priska is also a really good one. Chilufia, she's now at LA. Just like very like raw African player, and she's very fun to play with, but horrible to play against. And so just trying to like keep up with her is definitely difficult as well.
Whose footwork keeps you up at night?
Ooh, footwork. Honestly, on my team, I would definitely say Kiki. I don't think she's definitely underrated, but when I'm playing against her, like in training, it's actually the worst thing ever because she's kind of those people who are kind of like lackadaisical. It kind of seems like they like don't even realize they have the ball. Then all of a sudden she megs you and you're like, oh, okay. Like I just shot off my brain for a second, but you just megged me. Great. Awesome. So she's definitely technical.
We learned a little bit about you in this She's Connected campaign. Which I think a lot of people already maybe a little bit knew that you went to Yale, you are a scientist, but I don't know that people really realized that you were like actively still in the cancer research. Tell us about that, how you manage it, first of all, where do you find the time and the energy? Because I can't even imagine doing one of your jobs, let alone both.
Yeah, I think when I really think about it, I just am very passionate about these two things. I'm passionate about football and I'm passionate about science, and I've always have been since I've been younger. And so when I was kind of exploring this, when I first came to Houston, I was a trialist, I was a practice player, so it wasn't like evident that I was going to get a contract. I wasn't sure if I really was going to be a professional athlete. And thankfully here in Houston, the Texas Medical Center is the best medical center in the world. And so to be able to just find a lab there and kind of have a security that, you know, if things do go awry and I don't sign with Houston, that I do have a backup plan. That's kind of like how it all started. And thankfully my boss at Texas Children's is like so amazing. She was so understanding, really looked up to me and the fact that I still wanted to pursue my childhood like dream of playing football professionally. And definitely without her, none of this would be possible. So I definitely thank her for that. But I think when I think about balancing the two, I think thankfully growing up in the US in the collegiate system, high school system, anything, you literally have to, because you have to get your degree, you have to get your high school diploma, you have to get your college diploma, you have to take these classes, but you also are playing football. And I think that kind of like gave me a baseline kind of backbone of what I have to do for now. And I think what people also don't think or know about athletes is that I feel like I do have a lot of free time. Like obviously like my mornings are all done, you know, like I'm completely gone from like 8 to 1, but then I have like all this time 1 to 10 like that I have free, you know, and I think I just like to stay busy. And so I feel like that's kind of, I just like love to kind of be busy, love to do things that interest me, that I'm passionate about. And these two are two things that I'm so passionate about, and I couldn't say no to either of them. So
I just can't
No.
a global best 11 finalist says I still have time to have another job. That is a wild I barely can handle this one job that we do. Hats off to you.
Thank you.
When you got the full contract, you didn't think about letting the research go?
No, I didn't at all, especially like working there. It wasn't until I was a training or a practice player for 6 months. So I'm working in this lab for 6 months. I'm like really finding the groove, like the love of science, and like being in pediatric oncology is just so worthwhile. Obviously, like children or pediatric oncology is so underfunded. And so to be able to just help in some way in the research aspect to hopefully change someone's life is so like worthwhile. It is like it gives myself like a different meaning, you know. And so when I was kind of like in with the ends of pediatric oncology, I like couldn't then go out just because I finally got my childhood dream, you know. So I just had to continue to pursue it.
Wow.
You said your childhood dream is playing for Nigeria?
Yeah, it was my dream ever since. Well, I always knew I wanted to play for Nigeria. I just didn't know how, especially being a Nigerian in the diaspora. And I think their youth programs are really more centered like in Nigeria. And so I just didn't know necessarily like how I was able to get in there. So I know that when they came in Houston and I had that opportunity, it just seemed like everything was meant to be. Like this is like the biggest sign of my life, like to be like, Michelle, like go, please go. And I just followed that sign.
I love that.
I know we got to run, but we got a couple of different rapid fires. Sarah, do you want to handle the NWSL rapid fire or the pop culture rapid fire?
I'll do the NWSL ones.
All right. Are you ready, Michelle?
Ready.
Okay.
Damn, Siri.
All right, rapid fire. Which team has been the biggest surprise this season?
Ooh, I'll probably say, shoot, what's a good one?
It's rapid, Michelle.
I know, and now I have to think. I'm like, oh my gosh, who is it? I'll say Utah second half of the season. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good answer. All right, which team has the most swagger heading into the playoffs?
Ooh, Gotham.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
We agree actually with that.
Yeah. Wait, which team do you never count out?
Seattle.
If you could have one player mic'd up, who are you picking?
Ooh, maybe Lola Bonta.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Who is having their main character moment this season?
I'll probably say Alyssa Thompson.
What's the it factor every playoff team needs?
Oh, just like grit. Like just get down, get on your knees, get dirty with it.
Or what's the team you wouldn't want to face in a knockout game?
I'll say Kansas.
And this year's champion?
Ooh. I'll do Louisville. That sounds fun.
You know, you're not the first person I've heard say that on like in the last like couple days, and I'm like, damn, I really need to start paying some attention to Louisville because
Yeah, I mean they get their point.
They're not in yet, but
I know,
they're almost there.
It's very close, but
that's
I'll
a
put it
bold
on.
pick. All right, I
Yeah.
like that. I like it. I like it.
All right, we've got a pop culture one. Are you
Okay.
ready?
All right.
Are you gonna be ready for the rapid?
I know. Let me try to be fast on my feet.
This one will be easier. The Pit or ER?
Oh, ER. ER is a good one.
Love is Blind or Love Island?
Love is Blind.
Go-to karaoke song at 1 a.m.
Ooh, I'd probably say, oh no. Oh, Fun by Rema.
Coffee order.
I'm a matcha girl. I get matcha with lavender syrup.
Fancy.
Text, voice message, or straight up call?
Text. Big texter.
Wow. What is on your For You page or on your feed?
Ooh, a lot of like fashion videos, like getting dressed with me and all this stuff. Yeah.
This is a good segue. What's your go-to pregame fit?
Ooh, definitely like a baggy jeans, some heels, and like a little crop top. Really cute bag.
Whose closet in the league would you steal?
Probably Mandy Freeman.
Crocs, is it a fashion or felony?
Felony.
I already
my face. I was like, please don't continue that question.
No.
Dream dinner guest.
Ooh. Maybe Jules Kundi. Yeah, on Barcelona.
Oh,
in
nice.
France. Yeah.
Nice.
And then if you had another field to get into other than science or soccer, what would it be?
You had to pick a third job.
Fashion
Third
for sure. Yeah, I'd be like a personal shopper or a stylist or something. Ooh, that'd be so fun.
Nice.
Awesome.
This is dope. That's all we got. Pretty easy.
So I want to end the show today by something that made us laugh in our group chat. But
You mean Sydney Colson basically outing Caitlin
Clark, which, I mean, she didn't, but
Her
Sid
and
Colson.
Aaliyah Boston.
So the story about this, if you didn't see the clip, Sid Colson goes on Candace Parker and AB, Aaliyah Boston's podcast, and they ask her to name an all straights versus all gays team. And Sid, the first thing out of her mouth is it only the people who are out? And Candace, the way Candace has to leave the shot because she's laughing so hard at this comment, and Aaliyah starts laughing, and everyone's like, okay. So they go through, they do the whole thing, then they get to the straights, and they can't find a fifth person, and they do not name Caitlin Clark.
It was
And everyone was like,
puzzling.
she's on your team.
You've got Aaliyah Boston catches 80% of her passes from Caitlin Clark. She's not unaware that she's there.
Forgot about
They
Caitlin?
just forgot. Here's where we're gonna get in trouble. Is it sounds like we're saying Caitlin Clark is not straight, and we don't know that. All I will say,
for all our knowledge,
she has a
is
boyfriend.
straight.
She goes to the boyfriend's games. He's a coach at Butler. For all intents and purposes, she's as straight as a board from Lowe's. But I just think it's puzzling. I just think it's curious. I think the internet thought it was curious. Anybody who's watched Caitlin Clark walk in on those Prada suits thinks it's curious.
I will say it was very obvious that was the takeaway from everybody who watched the clip. It's not just us.
You can't just not name the most. It's not like she's just anybody. She's one of the most popular players in the leagues, and you are racking your brain to find a fifth player that's straight, and you don't say the word Caitlin Clark. Craziness to me. Just absolute lunacy.
Or it's just, or if it's not shade on Caitlin's sexuality, it's shade on Caitlin as a player.
Which I don't think
that's what it was. So that's why I don't think that's what it was.
They literally said it's just Sabrina and a bunch of like randoms. They're like, oh, it's going to be Sabrina and Angel. Did they name Angel?
I actually don't remember if they did or not.
Anyway, listen, there's a lot of people on the DL running around in the W.
Well, because
putting their visa.
Because the way that she said just the out ones, is it just the out ones? And Candace was like, yes, please, just the out gays.
Can you not have like a Jonquel Jones moment? Thank you very much.
Can you not do that on our podcast and out half the WNBA? So,
good stuff. If you are wondering where the college basketball is, college basketball season is just right around the corner, starting this week. There's a reason for that. We didn't have time to put it in this episode and give it all the love and attention that it deserves. We're going to do an all college basketball podcast. It will be out later this week, so look for that. Make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications on. We're going to walk through all the top teams and all the top players from those teams. I am going, Sarah doesn't know this yet, I am going to go to Oklahoma playing UCLA in Sacramento in 7 days. So that's going to be exciting stuff. That is going to be Aaliyah Chavez versus Lauren Betch and Sienna Betch and the crew. But we can't really call them that because hopefully we're going to get some access with UCLA. And and talk to them. So next episode, all college basketball all the time. 1, 2, 3, Sarah. Let's close it out.